Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be having some lunch at Lake Greenwood State Park and also learn a little bit of history that we did not know about the park. So if you'd like to watch, it's getting ready to roll and we'll come in again at the end. So you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, it's up the road. I know. It's up the road. So we're going to see if the other entrance is going to be open today to Lake Greenwood State Park, because there's definitely something back there I do want to show if it's open. If not, we'll turn back around and come back in this direction. Where? Right here. Right here to the right, if it's unlocked today. Yes, it is unlocked. So there's the store right there where you turn at. I think this might only be open seasonally because we came here, one of the times we came, it was cold and the gate was locked. Nice pothole.
There's a tree across the road.
So we did move that limb out the road so we could keep on coming. Oh, it's a squirrel.
It's a fox squirrel.
My window down. Let's see it. Where's that?
Oh no.
There it is. It's running away. Look at this squirrel. You don't see that coming every day. Oh, he's posing. Now he's running away. Thank you for being on the video, little squirrel. You go to the right. So if you're into primitive camping, they have that back here for you. Rock there. So if you remember in one of my other videos, I touched the base about the park was originally supposed to be divided into 2 sections. So right here, it says a state park for all. Today, South Carolina state parks are open for everyone, but that wasn't always the case. Before 1940, no state park in South Carolina allowed African Americans. Through the pioneering work of the National Park Service and leaders like Dewey Jones and Miller Whitaker, Lake Greenwood became the first South Carolina state park to have a recreation area for black visitors. Eventually, 6 state parks opened segregated facilities. This area survives as a reminder of the state's complex and troubled racial history. So there they are. And this says a place to play. Prior to 1966, few facilities at Lake Greenwood were open to African Americans. This site, Area 4, was one of the few places where black families could gather to enjoy nature. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, African Americans met here to celebrate birthdays, play in the lake and park, and enjoy each other's company. South Carolina integrated its state parks in 1966. This picnic shelter honors the work of activists who challenged racial inequality and helped open South Carolina state parks to everyone. This one says separate and not equal. In 1940, African Americans could visit Lake Greenwood for the first time, but they could only visit certain places and use certain facilities like the restroom in front of you. When African Americans visitors demanded better access, segregationists pushed back. Their solution was to improve black facilities so they could claim they were separate and equal. In response, the state built a new African American site here on a peninsula of the lake. Area 4 opened in 1955 with a picnic shelter, restrooms, boat ramp, and ranger residence. Even so, it did not compare to the white area, which had many more buildings and concessions. And we didn't even know this area was back here until last year. So this is the inside of Shelter 4. Somebody left her sunshades behind. It's got a fireplace in it and lots of picnic tables and a beautiful view of the lake out there. There's also a grill that you can grill out on. So today for lunch we have some pecan swirls, some Sun Chips Monterey Jack and garden tomato, a lovely sandwich, cheese stick, and this new Ultimate Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. So I'm excited for you to try that, Mom. When you gonna try? I already know how it tastes because I had one the other day in a 20-ounce bottle.
I got my drink yet to finish.
Well, you can still try that one.
I ain't gonna try it right now.
Okay, if Mom's not gonna try the drink, I'll try the drink. It is delightful. It was said that it tastes like bananas, and it does. So I really want you to try it too. I like them so much. I got the regular and the zero because I tried the 20-ounce the other day and it was really good. So that one's good too. Okay, so she's gonna try the drink. She probably won't like it, but I think it's pretty tasty. What tastes like to you?
I don't know.
Tastes like bananas?
No.
Anything?
Tastes more like a sort of light raspberry taste like.
You think so?
I don't know.
Well,
You can have it.
I figured I could. That's why you try it with a straw. So we just finished up lunch and we're coming back out here to the highway now. But if you would like to see this entrance for yourself, look for this store. It says 702 Bait and Tackle. I don't even know if it's open anymore. It looks like
it's closed.
There's a house still attached to it. They got your sign in there for your boiled peanuts though. Good Lord, if they were open, you could go in there and get you some.
I like that little boat.
And that is the Cajun sign.
That's the best kind.
Yeah. So we did not know that section of the park existed until last year whenever the GPS took us back there instead of to the main part of the park. And it's definitely got some history back there. So if you like history, that's a good place to go back there and read some signs. Have lunch, go fishing, whatever your heart desires. Some people just pulled up. They were getting out their bicycles. So I guess they're going to ride the bikes back there.
Ride the bikes.
And 2 other people pulled up. I'm guessing the GPS took them in the wrong way because they had a camper pull behind them in a boat. So I think it pulled them in before they got to the main entrance up here. So now we're gonna go to the main part of the park. And as you know, if you've watched any of my videos,
It's also on 702.
yes, this out here is the wall that was left behind and never completed by the CCC whenever Pearl Harbor happened. And it's still left out there exactly as they left it. And it was a bright sunshiny day now, but that poured rain all day long. That's why everything's so pretty and green right now on the ride in. All that rain did it good. Yeah, I think they did too, because now they're back here. GPS sent them in the wrong way too. Because there's not even a campground over there on that side. All the campgrounds over here on the main part of the park. I wonder how many months out of the year they have that side open though, because it was not open. I think we came in March and it was not open, because I was going to film it that day.
response to minor alterations. I used the radio to tell you about the banking crisis, about the measures we will take to meet it. Tonight, 8 weeks later, I come for the second time to give you my report. Saying, sir, I don't know how you mean.
If you'll bear left, then turn left, that'll bring you down to campground number 1 from all around the bend here. 60
So now we've already ate lunch. We've already visited the park, saw what we could see. Now it's time to head on home. So how'd you enjoy lunch today?
It was good.
It was. We ate at the other part of the park that was originally made for the African Americans whenever the parks were segregated. Did not know that. I knew that it was built in 2 different sections, but I was not aware that that part of the park was for that, because we didn't even know that part of the park existed until last year. So that was some interesting information. Had a nice view over there.
You got real nice view over there.
Yeah. And then over here,
You got plenty of picnic tables, grills that you can grill on, and a beautiful landing.
it's really pretty over there. And I did not know that part of the park existed until last year. The GPS took us in that way. And we're like, oh, we did not know this. But there's really no signs indicating, except that little tiny one out there at the road, that that's another entrance to the park. But apparently, after listening to everybody that's came in here to get checked in, apparently the GPS now takes everybody to that location to enter in the park, instead of back here where the park office is at and the campground's at. And everything else is at.
I don't know.
We know it took us in that way last year. That's
Yep.
how we found out about that spot. Because usually it always brings us here to this section. I can turn it around without spilling everything. That's the Drummond Center there. So,
And it's got a beautiful lake in the back.
yeah, well, it's all Lake Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
Same lake.
Beautiful.
Yeah, real nice. This is a beautiful thing. I wish that we could get here for sunrise or sunset one day, but I just don't think that's going to happen. We'll just have to get here whenever we get here. Because like I say, it's roughly 3 hours, 2.5 hours away from home. So it takes a while. But it was nice seeing the educational experience today. And I do like that about the parks. They do put waysides up so you do know the history of the parks. That's very important that you find that out, you know.
I mean,
If you don't know, you don't know.
You're not going to ever learn anything if you don't read.
Yeah.
And don't depend on somebody else to read it for you.
Well, I read it for you. And the reason I read those is because if you do have vision problems, I read it for you. So if you cannot see, you can at least hear what I am seeing. So that is why I read them, because I watch a lot of videos and they're like, well, you can read it for yourself. Now, I'm going to admit, if it's a lot, you can read it for yourself. But those little boards, I don't mind reading them for people, you know. And I may stumble across some words, because you know why? Because I talk fast.
Well, when you go to Florida, she does stumble across some words. When it comes to French words.
Oh yes, that was at Jekyll Island. Let's not do that. I butchered those words in that video at Jekyll Island last year. Not this year's version, but last year.
They
So
got new names.
I didn't even attempt to do that this year. But I do not mind reading the waysides for you, because like I say, if you are visually impaired, you can read them along with me in my voice. And if you can't hear,
You can see.
you can see. So I try to make it. Mom can see very well, and Dad can hear very well. So they're a good combination. She has to turn the TV way up to hear what I'm saying. She can see everything though. She actually sees better than I do. You know, that's why she drives most of the time, because I'm extremely nearsighted and she's farsighted. Don't know how in the world that happened. But hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did not know that part of the park existed, you should go over there and visit. It's really beautiful back there. And it's quite a drive back there though. But I'm glad that we moved that log out the way, because if we had not moved that log out the way, I would not have read those boards. Because last year whenever we went back there was a lot of people back there. And I try not to film if there's a lot of people around, especially, you know, if I'm going to be eating. So we didn't film anything last year, and we just came back over here where there was nobody, because there was probably about, what, 20 people back there last year.
Oh no.
I think they were having a family gathering, so
And it's big enough. They got
it's
plenty
really
of picnic
nice.
tables
It's really
under that
nice.
shed.
Yeah, like I
To
say,
have a reunion, no problem. And then if you don't want to sit on the shed, they got picnic tables.
there was picnic tables out there at the water also.
Yeah.
And grills.
And grills.
Yeah, so you could really have a good day back there.
And go fishing too.
Yeah, somebody came up and went fishing while we were back there eating. I think they might have been going fishing for today, because they set up with a chair and everything.
Yeah, they had a chair and with a umbrella to it,
Yes.
and they was ready to set up for the day.
I think they were setting up for today. And then it's like the people came in with the bicycles in the back of their truck, so they were going to go ride bicycles. And then it's sending in all the campers. So hopefully, if you did not know the park existed, now you do. So now you can go visit. But that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever your heart desires. And if it desires none of that, that's okay too. So we're going to head on home for today, and we'll go somewhere else later. So toodaloo.
Bye.